He who is brave is free. Seneca. What if I told you that some of the most powerful actions you can take don't involve doing anything at all? That sometimes the best way to win isn't by arguing, defending yourself, or proving your point, but by staying silent and letting life unfold on its own terms. In a world that constantly pressures you to react, respond, and fight for every slight, there's a hidden power in restraint. Silence isn't weakness, it's a tactical advantage. It lets karma, life, and the natural consequences of others' actions do the work for you. Imagine not being dragged into every petty argument, not giving your energy to people who don't deserve it, and instead standing firm in calm, unwavering control. In this video, I'll show you 7 exact moments when silence is your most powerful weapon. Moments where speaking up would only dilute your power, compromise your peace, or invite unnecessary conflict. These are real Stoic strategies designed to help you protect your energy, maintain your dignity, and let life's natural balance handle the rest. Watch closely till the end, because mastering these 7 times to stay silent could change the way you navigate every relationship, confrontation, and challenge in your life. Number 1, when someone insults or belittles you. When someone insults or belittles you, your first instinct is often to fire back, to defend yourself, to reclaim your sense of dignity in the heat of the moment. But what if I told you that the truly powerful move, the one that actually strengthens your mind and your spirit, is to stay silent? Reminds us, how much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Every word you speak in retaliation, every defensive argument you make, feeds into the chaos of the moment. It gives energy to the very negativity you wish to escape. You might think silence is passive. It is anything but. Silence is your shield, your invisible fortress, and your statement that you are untouchable from the petty slings and arrows of others. When someone attacks you verbally, they are revealing more about themselves than about you. Your value isn't determined by their words. Your power isn't measured by how loudly you can shout back. By choosing to stay silent, you are choosing mastery over your impulses, demonstrating control over your own reactions. This is a core Stoic practice, to focus only on what is within your control, your thoughts, your choices, your responses. Let the rest unfold naturally. Let karma, or the natural consequences of actions, take care of the rest. You can turn this practice into a daily habit. The next time someone tries to insult or diminish you, pause, take a deep breath. Literally count to 10 in your mind. Feel the impulse to respond, acknowledge it, and then deliberately let it pass. Imagine your words as arrows. They are powerful, but only when released intentionally. If you choose not to release them, they fall harmlessly to the ground. In this way, your silence becomes an active, conscious choice. You can reinforce this habit further by journaling your reactions. At the end of each day, reflect on moments when you felt belittled or insulted. Write down what you wanted to say, what you actually said or didn't say, and what you could do differently next time. This simple exercise trains your mind to pause, to observe, and to respond with wisdom instead of emotion. Over time, your internal calm becomes impenetrable. People will test you, push your buttons, try to provoke you, but your silence will speak louder than any words ever could. Another practical exercise is visualization. Before your day even begins, imagine situations where someone might insult or belittle you. See yourself responding with calmness, with measured silence, with detached composure. Feel the sense of strength that comes from refusing to be dragged into someone else's storm. Advises, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Visualizing these scenarios primes your mind to stay grounded when real provocations appear. The beauty of this practice is its compounding effect. Each time you resist the urge to retaliate, you are building emotional resilience. You are silently teaching others and yourself that you are untouchable, that you operate from a higher level of clarity. Karma doesn't need your help. It doesn't need your defense. It has its own timing, its own way of restoring balance. By staying silent, you step out of the toxic cycle of reactivity. You reclaim your energy. You become deliberate instead of reactive, strategic instead of impulsive, calm instead of consumed. So the next time someone insults you, don't rush to respond. Pause, breathe, observe, reflect, and let your silence do the talking. It is in these moments that your strength becomes visible, not through aggression, but through restraint. Let karma work quietly, and watch as your composed, measured self rises above the chaos, untethered by the fleeting drama of insults or belittlement. Number 2, when you're tempted to argue over trivial matters. When you're tempted to argue over trivial matters, the first thing you need to realize is this: every word you waste on petty disputes is energy stolen from your mind, your focus, and your life. Once reminded us, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. But if not, why waste my time in needless contention? Let that sink in. Arguing for the sake of being right over trivial things isn't courage. It's surrendering your inner calm for nothing. You're giving away your power to situations and people who are utterly unworthy of it. Here's the truth: trivial arguments are traps. They look harmless, almost playful, but they slowly chip away at your composure. Your mind becomes a battlefield for inconsequential squabbles, while your purpose, the real, meaningful work you're capable of, is left unattended. You must train yourself to pause, breathe, and ask, will this matter in a week, in a month, in a year? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. And yet, your impulse pushes you toward confrontation, toward emotional expenditure, toward feeding chaos that doesn't belong to you. Adopt this habit. When the urge to argue arises, silently count to 10 and then count to 20. Feel your chest rise and fall, notice the tension in your shoulders, and remind yourself that every moment spent in irritation is a moment stolen from your growth. Visualize karma as a calm, impartial force that balances all things. Let it work. You don't have to chase justice. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to lower yourself into the muck of pettiness. The world has its own way of setting accounts straight, quietly, inevitably. Practice this every day. Start small, resist engaging in minor irritations. Let comments slide, let opinions pass. Observe the rise of anger and the pull of pride without giving in. The first few times it will feel unnatural, almost wrong. You might feel the itch to speak, to defend, to justify. That's precisely the moment to deepen your mastery. Pause longer, breathe slower. Let your silence speak louder than words ever could. In that quiet, you are not weak, you are strong. You are aware. You are in control. You can even take it further. Journal about moments when you wanted to argue but chose silence instead. Reflect on how your energy shifted, how your peace remained intact, how situations began to settle without your interference. Over time, you'll notice a pattern. Karma does not need your commentary. Life has a rhythm, and sometimes the move is to step out of the tempo of triviality entirely. Remember, you are building a fortress of serenity, and every argument you avoid lays another stone. Let Stoicism guide you here. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every trivial quarrel avoided is a conscious reaction that strengthens your mind. It's an investment in your future self, a self who does not expend energy on distractions, but instead channels it toward mastery, purpose, and calm influence. So the next time the urge rises, resist it. Watch it, name it, and let it pass. Trust that karma, the universe's own meticulous balance, will handle the rest. Your mission is to remain unshakable, measured, and deliberate. This is not passivity, this is power. This is wisdom in action. And with every trivial argument you skip, with every moment of silence you embrace, you are training yourself to become someone untouchable, unstoppable, and profoundly free. Number 3, when gossip or drama surrounds you. When gossip or drama swirls around you, the first instinct might be to defend yourself, to clarify, to jump in and set the record straight. But here's the truth you must hold onto: engaging only feeds the fire. As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The moment you respond impulsively, you surrender control over your energy, your focus, and your peace of mind. You hand over a piece of your calm to the chaos of someone else's immaturity. Imagine carrying a small ember from someone else's fire, letting it burn in your chest simply because you felt compelled to speak. Is that really a life you want to live? Probably not. Silence in the face of gossip isn't weakness, it's mastery. When drama tries to pull you in, you have a choice. You can respond, get tangled in arguments, and lose yourself in the endless loops of blame and opinion. Or you can step back, observe, and let karma handle what unfolds. Reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Silence, in this case, is an active practice of integrity. By refusing to participate, you're setting a boundary, telling the world that your energy is not a playground for petty disputes. You're protecting your mental space, your clarity, and your sense of purpose. Now, adopting this as a habit requires awareness. Start small. When someone brings drama to your doorstep, pause, take a deep breath. Feel the urge to speak, to justify, to retaliate, and then deliberately choose not to. Journal your feelings if you must. Spill the story onto paper rather than into someone else's ears. This is your Stoic reset. Every time you resist the pull of gossip, you're training yourself to detach from what you cannot control, which, in reality, is everything outside your own actions and thoughts. You can also visualize the consequences. Picture the drama as a storm in the distance. You stand in your center, unmoved, observing the chaos but not letting it touch you. Let the storm run its course. Karma has a way of moving with perfect timing. It doesn't need your commentary, your judgment, or your validation. By staying silent, you're allowing the universe to balance itself naturally while conserving your own strength for things that truly matter. Turn this into a daily exercise. Every time tension rises, silently ask yourself, will my words build peace or feed the fire? If the answer leans toward drama, step back. Pause. Breathe. You'll start noticing how much lighter you feel when you choose inaction over reaction, restraint over revenge, calm over chaos. This isn't passive, it's deliberate. It's a way of asserting your power quietly, of demonstrating that your focus, energy, and presence are reserved for your own growth, not the distractions of others. Eventually, this becomes second nature. The world will throw gossip, lies, and manipulation your way, and each time you'll smile inwardly, knowing you've mastered the art of silent dominance. Karma is doing its work. You don't have to intervene. You've built a shield stronger than any argument, one made of patience, clarity, and self-control. And the beauty of it, you'll feel the weight lift off your shoulders, your mind clear, your life unburdened by petty disputes. You owe it to yourself to embrace this habit. Stay silent, protect your energy, trust that the universe has its own way of handling wrongs. This is the Stoic path, calm, deliberate, and unwavering. Every time you choose silence, you grow stronger, wiser, and freer. Number 4, when emotions are running high and clarity is lost. When emotions are running high and clarity is lost, the first thing you need to remember is that silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. It's the subtle art of stepping back when the storm inside you threatens to erupt. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a still lake. Throw a stone of anger, frustration, or resentment into it, and the ripples distort everything around you. You lose perspective and even your words. those weapons of influence can turn against you. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is exactly what he meant. When your mind is clouded by emotion, you are not free, you are a puppet of impulses. So what do? You pause, you take a breath, you deliberately step away from the urge to react. This isn't just advice, it's a habit you must build. The next time your blood is boiling, don't reach for your phone, don't send that message, don't reply immediately. Instead, close your eyes for a moment. Feel the tension in your body. Where is it? In your chest, your jaw, your hands. Recognize it, own it, acknowledge it. Then remind yourself that the person or situation triggering this storm is not in control of your inner peace. You are. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Here's a practical exercise you can start today: the pause and observe method. The moment you feel your emotions flare, pause, take 3 slow, deep breaths. As you inhale, think, "I choose clarity." As you exhale, think, "I release reaction." Repeat this for a full minute. Let your mind and body recalibrate. Then, instead of reacting, write down your thoughts unfiltered. Don't send it, don't speak it. Just release it onto paper. This creates a safe outlet for your energy, while giving your rational mind space to analyze the situation clearly. You must understand that when emotions are high, any reaction you make is essentially feeding the very chaos you want to escape. Staying silent allows karma, or the natural order, to take its course. It's not passive, it's strategic. You are stepping out of the battlefield and letting life handle what cannot be handled by anger, resentment, or vindictiveness. Over time, this practice rewires your response system. Silence becomes a tool, not a trap. You start to notice patterns, subtle shifts, and outcomes you would have missed if you'd acted impulsively. Make this a daily ritual. Set aside moments where you deliberately practice stillness, especially after conflict. Sit in a quiet room, close your eyes, observe your thoughts as if they are clouds drifting past. Do not chase them. Do not judge them. Just watch. Over time, you'll notice that the urge to immediately respond diminishes. You'll catch yourself before words slip out that could hurt, damage, or your energy. The beauty of this practice is that it aligns perfectly with Stoicism. Control your mind, master your impulses, and trust the natural consequences of life. When you stay silent in moments of emotional chaos, you are not hiding. You are growing. You are cultivating the inner fortress that no external drama can breach. And the results? They are quiet but undeniable: clarity, strength, peace, power. So the next time the world tests your patience, when anger, frustration, or disappointment threatens to cloud your judgment, choose silence. Let your mind regain clarity. Let your actions be deliberate, not reactive. Let karma handle what you cannot, while you stand unshaken, calm, and in control. This is how you transform emotion into wisdom, reaction into strategy, and chaos into an opportunity for personal growth. This is how you truly master yourself. Number 5. When someone tries to manipulate or provoke you. When someone tries to manipulate or provoke you, your first instinct might be to react, snap back, argue, or prove them wrong. But pause, take a breath. Remind yourself of words. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That power is yours, and it's easiest to exercise when you choose silence over reaction. Think of silence as a shield. When someone reaches for your emotions, you don't have to hand them over. You don't have to engage in their games. You don't have to validate their attempts to control or unsettle you. Instead, you can sit quietly, observe, and let the universe, or karma, handle the rest. When you resist the urge to respond, you're not being passive, you're being strategic. You're creating a space where their energy has nowhere to latch onto yours. Their provocation loses its power the moment you refuse to feed it. You're not ignoring them, you're protecting your mind, your focus, and your energy. The Stoics called this a state of serene detachment, where you're fully engaged with life but untouched by its unnecessary disturbances. Practice this daily. Whenever someone attempts to pull you into tension, close your eyes for a few seconds. Inhale deeply. Remind yourself, I control nothing but my own thoughts and actions. Let that mantra echo through your chest. Take action now. Start small. Notice when someone tries to manipulate you in subtle ways through guilt, flattery, or emotional nudges. Don't respond immediately. Pause. Imagine their words as leaves floating past you on a stream. Acknowledge them, but don't grab them. Every time you successfully hold your silence, journal it. Note how it felt, what you noticed, and how your inner state remained intact. Over time, this habit trains you to detach naturally. You begin to see that provocation is fleeting and your response, your choice to remain silent, is eternal. Silence also sharpens your clarity. Without the cloud of reactivity, you can think with precision. You start to recognize patterns, who consistently seeks to provoke, who genuinely communicates, and where your energy is worth investing. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes. You don't have to fight, argue, or explain yourself. Your calm, deliberate presence becomes louder than words ever could. And the most beautiful part, karma is at work silently. By not engaging, you allow natural consequences to unfold without interference. People who attempt to manipulate or provoke are often on a self-guided path toward their own reckoning. You don't have to be the instrument of it. To fully embody this practice, create a daily exercise. Set aside 10 minutes each morning to visualize potential provocations. Picture someone trying to bait you and see yourself responding with quiet strength, unshaken and unmoved. Feel the calm radiate from your center outward. Then, throughout your day, when real-life scenarios arise, anchor yourself to that visualization. Let your calm, your detachment, your choice to stay silent be your first response. The power of this habit compounds. Every moment you resist the urge to react, you grow stronger, more self-possessed, and more attuned to the natural flow of justice. Remember Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Choosing silence doesn't make you weak, it makes you invincible. It trains your mind to resist unnecessary entanglement, empowers you to preserve your energy, and lets karma do what it does best. Practice this consistently and you'll notice a profound shift. Life's provocations will no longer shake you and your peace will become unassailable. Start now. Stay silent. Let karma handle the rest. Number 6. When your silence preserves your reputation or dignity. There are moments in life when the loudest, most immediate reaction isn't the one that serves you best. When your silence preserves your reputation or dignity, you're not surrendering. You're exercising mastery over your mind, your impulses, and ultimately your life. One said, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" Think about that for a moment. Every word you speak, every retort you make carries weight. And sometimes that weight is heavier than you realize. The urge to defend yourself, to correct someone, or to assert your side of the story can feel urgent, almost impossible to resist. But resisting it, staying quiet, is often the most powerful action you can take. By remaining silent, you protect yourself from unnecessary conflict, from reactions that could tarnish your character, and from the chaos of hasty decisions made in the heat of emotion. When you choose silence over argument, you're sending a message to the world without uttering a single word. You're saying that your integrity is not negotiable, that your dignity is intact, and that you value your long-term peace over fleeting satisfaction. Silence allows karma to do its work naturally. It's not about passivity, it's about strategy. You're letting the universe handle the consequences for those who wrong you, and in doing so, you preserve the clarity of your own mind. You prevent yourself from descending into the very turmoil you wish to avoid. Here's the truth. Every time you speak out of anger or impatience, you risk stepping into someone else's chaos. Your words can inflame, mislead, or create situations that might later haunt you. But when you pause, breathe, and choose silence, you gain control over what is truly yours: your energy, your reputation, and your inner peace. Practice this actively. Start small. The next time someone provokes you, don't rush to respond. Take 3 deep breaths, count to 10, and imagine that your words are seeds. Which seeds will grow? The ones spoken recklessly or the ones planted carefully in silence? Stoicism teaches that your worth is not in the opinions of others, but in your ability to act with virtue. When your silence preserves your dignity, you demonstrate self-respect, restraint, and foresight. You show that you're not a pawn of emotion, but a captain of your own mind. Journaling can amplify this practice. Each evening, write down moments where you held back, stayed calm, and refused to engage in petty disputes. Reflect on how those moments protected your reputation or prevented unnecessary drama. Notice how your mind feels lighter, how your confidence grows quietly but unmistakably. You can take this a step further with a simple exercise. Visualize a situation where someone challenges you or behaves unjustly. Instead of responding immediately, picture yourself remaining calm, composed, and silent. See the scenario unfolding and feel the satisfaction of preserving your own honor while letting karma quietly run its course. Repeat this visualization daily. Over time, it rewires your instinct. Silence becomes your default strength, not your hesitation. Remember, silence doesn't mean weakness. It is not surrender. It is a declaration of self-mastery. The Stoics remind us that the opinions of others are outside our control, but our actions are not. When you hold your tongue, you protect your dignity and reputation while also letting the natural order, karma, handle the rest. Make it a habit. Choose to act with restraint, to measure your words, and to honor your inner peace above every fleeting need for justification. Each time you do, you're training yourself to rise above the noise, to maintain your clarity, and to live a life that others can respect even without a single word spoken. Number 7, when the outcome is beyond your control and patience is required. There are moments in life when the outcome of a situation is entirely beyond your control. No matter how much you think, plan, or push, some things simply unfold on their own timeline. And this is where patience becomes not just a virtue, but a strategy. Imagine the power you unlock when you choose silence over reaction, calm observation over impulsive interference. Once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This is the core of Stoicism, recognizing that the universe has its own rhythm, and your role is not to wrestle with it, but to align with it. When you feel that urge to respond, to correct, or to force an outcome, pause, inhale. Remind yourself that the energy you expend in trying to control what isn't yours to control is wasted, and worse, it clouds your clarity. Silence in these moments is a shield. It protects your peace, preserves your energy, and lets the natural consequences of actions, what many call karma, take their course. By staying silent, you allow reality to correct itself without your interference, and you cultivate an inner power that cannot be shaken by the whims of others. This doesn't mean passivity. It means deliberate observation and intentional stillness. Engage in the daily practice of reflection. Each morning, write down situations where outcomes are beyond your grasp and note the feelings that arise. This exercise trains your mind to let go of impatience. Each evening, revisit these notes and record how the world unfolded on its own. Over time, you'll notice patterns, the quiet justice that emerges when you resist the urge to react. You must actively train your patience like a muscle. Try this. When a situation tests your control, close your eyes and silently count to 30. Let your mind breathe in the moment, letting go of imagined scenarios. With practice, this 30-second pause stretches into minutes, and soon you'll instinctively wait before acting. In the silence, you reclaim authority over your emotions, and in that authority lies freedom. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Waiting calmly allows you to distinguish between imagined fear and actual circumstance. Remember, the universe does not rush. Every action has its consequence, every decision its natural outcome. By staying silent, you step into alignment with this rhythm rather than fighting against it. Use this time to cultivate your own growth. Meditate, journal, breathe, and reflect on the virtues you want to embody. Let the world correct itself while you sharpen your focus, fortify your character, and expand your clarity. You are not powerless in silence. In fact, you are harnessing the greatest force available, patience intertwined with wisdom. So adopt this habit. The next time you face a situation beyond your control, remind yourself that reaction is optional, observation is essential, and patience is transformative. Allow the natural flow of events to do what it must. Let karma handle it. Your mind, your energy, and your spirit will thank you. And slowly, quietly, you will discover that choosing silence in these critical moments doesn't make you weak, it makes you unstoppable. And there you have it, 7 powerful moments where silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Remember, letting karma take the wheel isn't just about patience. It's about clarity, control, and conserving your energy for what truly matters. The next time someone pushes your buttons or drama tries to pull you in, ask yourself, is this worth my voice, or should I let the universe handle it? If you apply these Stoic principles, you'll start noticing a shift. People underestimate your silence, your focus sharpens, and peace becomes your default state. So, commit to practicing restraint, embrace quiet strength, and watch how life unfolds in your favor. If this video helped you master the art of strategic silence, hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic strategies, and drop a comment sharing which of these 7 situations hit you the hardest. Until next time, remember, your silence is your power. Guard it wisely and let karma do the rest. No person is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. What if I told you that manipulative patterns share the same 7 tells, no matter how charming the person, and that once you name them, the spell breaks? The most dangerous manipulation doesn't look toxic, it looks caring. It shows up as "I did this for you," tiny guilt trips, moving goalposts, and compliments with strings. You feel foggy, second-guessing yourself, and somehow apologizing for things you didn't do. Sound familiar? You're not broken, you're being played. In this video, through a Stoic lens, you'll learn to spot the 7 red flags that reveal a manipulative partner. The subtle power grabs, the manufactured confusion, the emotional debt traps. You'll see how to reclaim your perception, set calm boundaries, and respond with clarity instead of chaos. Because when you master your response, you take back your freedom. Stay with me till the end and you'll walk away with a simple checklist, a few bulletproof phrases, and a daily practice you can start tonight. No drama, no shouting, just steady, Stoic strength, the kind that makes manipulation lose its grip. Hit play, breathe, and let's turn the lights on. Your peace is worth it. Number 1, they constantly twist your words to confuse you. One of the most subtle yet damaging tactics a manipulative partner uses is twisting your words to confuse you. It's not just about what's said, but how it's bent and reshaped to make you question yourself. When someone consistently distorts what you say, they're not merely arguing, they're eroding your sense of reality and ultimately, your confidence. Imagine speaking plainly, sharing your feelings or thoughts, only to have them flipped back at you in a way that makes you doubt your own meaning. This isn't an accident or a simple misunderstanding. It's a deliberate effort to control the narrative and keep you off balance. When this happens repeatedly, it chips away at your clarity, making it harder for you to stand firm. The Stoics teach us the power of clear perception. Epictetus said, It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You might not control how your partner twists your words, but you absolutely control your response. The first step is to ground yourself in your own truth. Know what you said, why you said it, and hold on to that with confidence. Start practicing this exercise. After a conversation where you feel your words were twisted, take a moment to write down exactly what you intended to say. This isn't about preparing arguments or rebuttals. It's about reclaiming your clarity. By committing your true thoughts to paper, you anchor yourself in reality, making it easier to resist confusion. Another key habit is to pause before reacting. When your partner distorts your words, your gut might scream in frustration or confusion. Instead of reacting immediately, breathe. Recognize that the confusion they try to create is a tool, a weapon to unsettle you. Your calm, measured response strips away their power. Remember wisdom. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. You don't need to be defensive, but you do need to be clear. Truth isn't about winning an argument. It's about knowing your own mind and refusing to be swayed by manipulation. You also have the right to set boundaries here. If twisting your words becomes a repeated pattern, let your partner know you will not engage in conversations that distort your meaning. Stand firm. Silence or walking away can be more powerful than getting pulled into their confusing web. Finally, cultivate your inner observer, a key Stoic tool. Watch how your mind reacts when you feel confused or doubted. Are you slipping into self-doubt? Are you questioning your memory or intentions? Acknowledge these feelings without judgment. This awareness helps you separate your truth from their distortions. You deserve to be heard and understood without your words being weaponized. Your clarity is your armor. Build it daily. Write down your truths. Pause before reacting. Set firm boundaries. And above all, remember that no one can take away your peace unless you allow it. This isn't just about surviving manipulation. It's about rising above it with calm confidence. Take control of your narrative. Guard your mind. Live with the clarity and strength that the Stoics championed. Number 2, they isolate you from friends and family. Let's talk about a warning sign that often creeps in slowly, almost like a shadow, when a manipulative partner starts isolating you from your friends and family. This isn't just about wanting alone time or a quiet evening now and then. No, this is a calculated move to chip away at your support system and keep you dependent on them. When that happens, your world shrinks. You lose the fresh perspectives, the encouragement, and the grounding that comes from those who truly care about your well-being. You need to understand this. Your relationships outside of your partner aren't just social conveniences, they're lifelines. They remind you of your value, your strength, and your independence. When someone tries to cut those off, they are trying to control you by controlling the flow of influence around you. Said, choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. It starts by recognizing that isolation is a form of harm, even if it doesn't look violent or overtly cruel. So what does this manipulation look like? It might be subtle at first, little comments about how your friends don't really understand you, or that your family is too much drama. Maybe they pressure you to skip gatherings or make you feel guilty for spending time with others. Over time, those little cracks become a wall. You might even find yourself questioning whether your friends and family truly have your best interests at heart. That doubt is exactly what they want to plant. Here, where you need to step in consciously, intentionally, and with strength. Guard your connections fiercely. Make it a non-negotiable rule to nurture the relationships that uplift you. One practical exercise is this. Schedule weekly check-ins with at least one trusted friend or family member, no matter what. This creates a rhythm of connection that's hard to break. Keep a journal where you reflect on your feelings after those interactions. It will help you notice when someone is trying to sow doubt or guilt. Remember the Stoic principle of knowing what is within your control. You can't control someone else's manipulation, but you can control your choices, your actions, your thoughts, your boundaries. Don't hand over your freedom to someone else's need to dominate. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. React by reinforcing your network, by affirming your worth outside any one relationship. If you ever feel your social world shrinking, act immediately. Reach out, voice your concerns to people you trust, and don't let guilt or shame keep you silent. You have the power to rebuild and protect your circle. Isolation is the weapon of control. Connection is the sword of freedom. Choose connection. Start today by texting a friend you haven't talked to in a while or accepting that invite to a family event you've been avoiding. Each small step is a refusal to be boxed in by manipulation. You owe it to yourself to live with the clarity and strength that only real, honest relationships provide. Your resilience grows when you don't walk alone. Number 3, they use guilt to control your decisions. One of the quietest but most corrosive tools a manipulative partner wields is guilt. They don't always shout or demand. Instead, they weave a subtle thread of "you should," "if you cared, you would," or "after all I've done for you" into your mind. This isn't just emotional blackmail, it's a slow squeeze on your freedom. And here's the truth you need to hold on to: your decisions belong to you. Nobody has the right to make you feel like you owe them your life, your time, or your peace. You might find yourself hesitating, feeling like you're betraying them or being selfish when you want to say no or put your own needs first. That's exactly what they want. The manipulator's guilt trips aim to erode your boundaries until they're as fragile as glass. When you're trapped in that mindset, your sense of self slips away. You start bending your choices not because you want to, but because you're afraid of their disapproval, disappointment, or withdrawal. Remember what Epictetus said: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Guilt is an emotion, a reaction, not a command. It does not own you. And when you catch yourself being swayed by this toxic tool, you have the power to pull back and reclaim your mind. Here's a practical exercise to help you build that muscle. When a wave of guilt rises, pause, take a slow, deep breath. Ask yourself, is this guilt justified, or is it being used to control me? Distinguish between natural empathy and manipulation. Real empathy honors your autonomy. Manipulative guilt insists you sacrifice it. This clarity will grow stronger each time you practice it. Another step: write down your personal values. What matters most to you? What are your non-negotiables? When guilt clouds your judgment, return to these values like a compass. Stoics call this living according to nature, meaning living in line with your true self, not the shadow cast by someone else's demands. Don't let yourself become a prisoner of emotional coercion disguised as love or care. Reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That power includes the freedom to say no without guilt, to choose your own path without apology. And here's something vital. Guilt can feel heavy, but it's never a reason to give up your dignity. When you hold your ground, you send a message to your partner and yourself that your well-being matters, that your decisions aren't a negotiation under pressure but an expression of your sovereignty. You deserve a relationship where respect replaces guilt, where trust encourages honest choices rather than silent sacrifice. The next time you feel that prick of guilt trying to shape your actions, don't swallow it whole. Instead, question it. Analyze it. Let it roll off like water from a sturdy rock. Start today by noticing the patterns. Journal your feelings when guilt shows up. Speak your truth in small ways. With every step, you'll reclaim your power. You'll move closer to the Stoic ideal of inner freedom, a freedom that no one, no matter how close, can take away. Number 4, they deny or minimize their harmful behavior. All right, let's dive into this. They deny or minimize their harmful behavior. This is a classic but dangerous red flag when it comes to manipulative partners. It's subtle, often disguised as defensiveness or excuses, but it chips away at your reality. If you find yourself questioning your feelings because the other person insists their actions weren't as bad as you felt, or worse, that you're overreacting, that's manipulation in full effect. Here's the truth. A partner who denies or downplays their harmful behavior is trying to control the narrative. They want you to doubt your own perception because if you trust your feelings less, you lose power. And when you lose power, your voice, your boundaries, and your peace start to crumble. The Stoics teach us to anchor ourselves in reason and self-awareness. Said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever harmed. That's the gold standard. You deserve a partner who is willing to face the truth, to own their mistakes and grow from them, not someone who evades responsibility like it's a poison. But here's what's crucial. You must guard your own mind against confusion and self-doubt. When your partner denies their harmful actions, don't fall into the trap of gaslighting yourself. Your feelings are real. Your experience matters. The moment you allow someone else to rewrite your reality is the moment you lose yourself. So how do you fight back? How do you protect your clarity and your peace? First, commit to observing without judgment. When your partner brushes off your concerns or insists their behavior was harmless, pause. Don't react immediately. Reflect internally. What exactly happened? How did it make you feel? Writing down your experience can be incredibly grounding. It's a Stoic exercise, journaling your thoughts and emotions to strengthen your understanding of what is within your control. Second, set boundaries. You don't need to wait for them to admit fault to protect your peace. If their behavior hurts you, that's enough. Tell them calmly, when you do X, it affects me like Y, I need that to stop. And watch how they respond. If they deny or dismiss your feelings again, that tells you something important about their respect for you. Third, train your mind not to be shaken by their denial. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your partner's refusal to own their actions is their problem. It doesn't define your worth or truth. You decide how to react. Will you let it erode your confidence, or will you stand firm in your truth? Finally, practice self-validation. Look inward and affirm your feelings without external approval. Say to yourself, my feelings are valid. I see what's happening clearly. Repeat it often until it becomes your internal armor. This is not about being rigid or unforgiving. It's about being wise and unshakable. You deserve a relationship built on respect and truth. Denial and minimization are cracks in the foundation. Don't ignore them. Address them head-on with calm and clarity. You have the power to protect yourself. So start today, journal your feelings, set your boundaries, and remind yourself that your perception matters. This is your path to freedom from manipulation. Take it one steady step at a time. You're worth nothing less. Number 5, they exploit your vulnerabilities for their gain. All right, let's dig into this. When a manipulative partner exploits your vulnerabilities for their own gain, it's a silent, insidious attack on your inner fortress, one that's all too easy to overlook if you're not alert. But you can be alert. You must be alert. This is your life, your peace, your mind at stake. First, understand what it means to exploit vulnerabilities. It's not just about pointing out your weaknesses. It's about using those soft spots like weapons against you, twisting your fears, your insecurities, your past wounds not to heal or help, but to control and bend you to their will. The Stoics teach us to guard our inner citadel, our rational mind, from such invasions. Said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." You must realize this power and hold it close. You see, a manipulative partner doesn't just want to share your life, they want to shape it. To do this, they pry open the cracks in your armor, your doubts about your worth, your moments of loneliness, your hesitation, and flood those cracks with gaslighting, guilt, or false promises. They feed off your sensitivity. But here's the kicker. Your vulnerabilities are yours. They're not a weapon for someone else to wield. They're part of your humanity. And the moment you allow someone else to use them against you, you're handing over your sovereignty. This is why you have to practice what the Stoics call the faculty of choice, the ability to decide your own judgments and reactions. You don't have to respond to their manipulations the way they want. You can decide to see through their tactics. You can decide to stand firm, grounded in your values, your self-respect. So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Recognize your vulnerabilities, but don't shame them. Vulnerabilities are not flaws. They're parts of you that need understanding and care. Write down what you feel most sensitive about: fears, insecurities, triggers. Awareness is the first step to reclaiming control. Set clear boundaries. When a partner uses your vulnerabilities to push you into guilt, compliance, or doubt, practice saying no. Say it calmly, firmly. "I'm not comfortable discussing this," or "that's not acceptable." Repeat this until it feels natural. Remember Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Question their intentions. When they bring up your insecurities, ask yourself, are they helping me grow, or are they using this to make me feel small? This mental check breaks the spell of manipulation. Build your internal resilience daily. Engage in a simple Stoic practice. Each morning, remind yourself, "Today, I will face challenges with reason and calm. I will not be shaken by those who seek to manipulate my mind." Then, every evening, reflect on moments you stood firm. This rewires your mind to be less susceptible. Practice emotional detachment, not indifference. Emotional detachment means observing your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. When you feel manipulated, step back mentally. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this my emotion, or is this a reaction to their attempt to control me? You owe it to yourself to reclaim your power. No one should hold your fears hostage or twist your wounds into chains. Remember Seneca's words, "No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity." In other words, don't be deceived by the illusion of love or care if it's wrapped in manipulation. You have the strength to break free from this. It begins with awareness. It grows with boundaries. It thrives in daily practice. And above all, it rests in the truth that your vulnerabilities are yours, not weapons for others, but parts of your soul deserving respect and protection. Stand firm. Guard your inner citadel. You are worth that fight. Number 6, they shift blame onto you for their mistakes. Let's talk about a sneaky but powerful warning sign of a manipulative partner. When they shift blame onto you for their mistakes. It's a trap. And if you don't spot it, you risk losing your own sense of truth and peace. You need to see this clearly and act on it. Imagine this. Something goes wrong, something they did, yet instead of owning up, they twist the story until it's somehow your fault. Suddenly, the mistake isn't theirs, it's yours. That's not just unfair. It's a manipulation tactic designed to control you. It's a way to dodge responsibility and keep you feeling guilty or defensive, so you stay off balance. Here, where Stoic wisdom cuts through the fog, said, if someone does wrong, it is because they are mistaken about what is good for them. That doesn't excuse their behavior. It just reminds you that their actions are theirs alone, no matter how much they try to rope you in. You don't have to accept blame for something you didn't do. You don't have to carry their burden. Your peace depends on recognizing this. Now, why does this matter? Because when you start taking blame that's not yours, you chip away at your self-respect. You start doubting your own judgment, your feelings, your reality. You begin walking on eggshells, trying to fix or appease someone who won't take responsibility. And that's exhausting. You deserve better than that. So what can you do right now to reclaim your power? First, cultivate awareness. Next time you catch yourself apologizing for something that feels off, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly my fault, or am I absorbing blame that belongs elsewhere? Be honest with yourself. Your feelings matter. Your experience matters. Second, practice clear boundaries. If your partner tries to shift blame, calmly state your perspective. I see it differently, or I don't think that's accurate. You don't need to argue endlessly or get defensive. Just hold your ground with quiet confidence. Remember Epictetus' words, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your reaction is your power. Third, build inner resilience by journaling or reflecting daily. Write down moments when you felt unfairly blamed. Explore your feelings without judgment. This strengthens your connection to your truth and helps you see patterns you might have ignored. It's a practice of self-trust. Lastly, remind yourself regularly that your value is not tied to someone else's approval or narratives. You are not responsible for fixing their mistakes or soothing their ego. That's their work to do. This shift in mindset isn't easy, but it's essential. When you stop accepting blame that isn't yours, you reclaim your dignity. You send a message that you won't be manipulated. You cultivate an inner calm no one can steal. So take this to heart. Refuse to be the scapegoat. Stand tall in your truth. Own your part, yes, but don't swallow someone else's fault. That's the Stoic way of protecting your mind and spirit. You deserve to be in a relationship where accountability is shared honestly, not used as a weapon. Take a deep breath, look clearly at the signs, and decide, will you keep surrendering your peace or will you step into your own strength starting now? The choice is yours. Number 7, they create chaos to keep you off balance. All right, let's talk about something that digs deep into the heart of manipulation. How a manipulative partner creates chaos to keep you off balance. This isn't just petty drama. They're intentionally stirring the pot, crafting confusion and breaking your rhythm so you lose your footing. And you, my friend, don't have to stay trapped in that storm. Imagine this. Your mind is a calm lake. When someone tosses stones into it, the ripples disturb your clarity. Now, what if those ripples never settle? You feel unsettled, unsure, constantly reacting instead of acting. That's exactly what a manipulative partner aims for. They want you reacting to their chaos rather than standing steady in your truth. The Stoics teach us to anchor ourselves in reason and virtue amid external turbulence. Said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's your anchor. No matter how much chaos they unleash, you hold the power to remain steady inside. Why do they do it? Because chaos breeds dependency. When everything around you is unpredictable, you start seeking stability, and guess who they become? The only one who can provide it. This is a trap. You deserve to find that stability within yourself, not from someone who deliberately shakes your foundation. Here's the thing, chaos clouds your judgment. It overwhelms your emotions and clouds your perception. When your thoughts are jumbled, your ability to make clear decisions vanishes. That's the ultimate goal of this chaos, disempower you. But here's your secret weapon, awareness. The moment you recognize this pattern, when arguments flare up suddenly, when calm moments are ripped apart by confusion, when you feel like you're constantly on edge, know this is a red flag. It's their attempt to unsteady you. How do you reclaim your power? Start with this. Breathe deeply and pause. When chaos erupts, your first instinct might be to jump into the fray. Stop. Take a breath. Feel the ground beneath your feet. This simple act reconnects you to your center. Set clear boundaries. Chaos thrives in a lack of limits. Declare what behavior you won't accept. Stand firm, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Detach emotionally when needed. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It means not letting their storm dictate your inner weather. Practice saying to yourself, "Their chaos is theirs, not mine." Journal your feelings and thoughts. Writing helps untangle the mess in your head and gives you a clear view of what's really happening. Practice the Stoic exercise of negative visualization. Imagine the worst outcomes calmly. This preps your mind so unexpected chaos doesn't rattle you as much. You might be thinking, "That sounds hard. How do I stay so steady when everything around me is spinning?" It is hard. But remember, strength isn't born from ease, it's forged in the fire of challenge. When you practice steadiness amid chaos, you are not only protecting yourself, you're growing stronger, wiser, and more resilient. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You get to decide your reaction. You get to be the calm in your storm. So when your partner tries to toss you into chaos, don't dive in. Stand tall, breathe, and choose your peace. This habit will become your fortress, and in that fortress, manipulation loses its power. Now it's your move. Start small. The next time the storm rises, pause, feel your feet, own your breath. That's the beginning of your silent dominance. You're stronger than the chaos, and you can prove it every day. Now that you know these 7 warning signs, it's up to you to protect your peace and your power. Remember, as Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Don't let manipulation steal your clarity or your calm. Stay vigilant, set your boundaries, and keep your mind rooted in virtue and reason. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that empowers your life. And comment below, have you ever recognized these signs before? How did you respond? Stay strong, stay steady, and above all, keep your inner fortress unshaken. Until next time, keep practicing the art of self-mastery. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. What if I told you the key to becoming the person they'll regret letting go isn't about changing who you are for them, but about mastering yourself first? It's not about chasing approval or molding yourself to fit someone else's expectations. Instead, it's about cultivating inner strength, self-respect, and emotional resilience. The very traits that naturally draw others toward you and make your absence felt deeply. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful ways rooted in Stoic philosophy that will transform how you show up in relationships, whether romantic, friendship, or professional. These aren't gimmicks or quick fixes. They're timeless, practical habits that build lasting value and presence. Watch till the very end, because every point is a step closer to becoming the person who leaves a lasting impression, someone they wish they never let go. If you're ready to stop feeling overlooked and start commanding genuine respect and admiration, this video is your guide. Let's dive in and begin the journey to becoming unforgettable. Number 1, cultivate unwavering self-respect. Cultivating unwavering self-respect isn't just a nice idea, it's the foundation for becoming someone they'll regret letting go. You have to understand this deeply. Your value doesn't come from others' opinions or fleeting validation. It's rooted in how you treat yourself, the standards you hold, and the way you show up in your own life. Said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That means you must be your own unwavering standard. No excuses. Start by looking inward. What are your core values? What qualities do you refuse to compromise on? Define these clearly for yourself. Then every day, act in alignment with those values. When you do, you build a fortress of self-respect so solid that external rejection or loss can't shake you. This is your power, not to manipulate or control others, but to command your own life with dignity and purpose. Here's the thing, self-respect isn't passive. It demands action. Set boundaries. Say no to what diminishes you. Speak honestly even when it's uncomfortable. Recognize when you're settling or shrinking to fit someone else's mold. Then choose differently. Choose yourself. Try this exercise. Each morning, look in the mirror and state one value you will honor no matter what. It could be honesty, kindness, courage, or discipline. Let it guide your decisions throughout the day. Reflect at night. Did you live up to that value? If yes, feel that quiet strength growing. If no, don't beat yourself up and commit to doing better tomorrow. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Self-respect also means accepting what you can't control, others' choices, their loss, their regrets, while staying anchored in your own integrity. You are not defined by who stays or leaves. You are defined by how fiercely you respect yourself through every challenge. That is magnetic. That is unforgettable. Cultivate it relentlessly. Be the person who knows their worth and won't settle for less. Because when you live with unwavering self-respect, you become the one they'll regret letting go. Number 2, master emotional resilience and stay calm under pressure. This is the secret sauce to becoming unforgettable, the one they'll truly regret letting go. Life will throw curveballs at you. It's inevitable. But here's the thing, it's not the pressure itself that defines you. It's how you respond to it. The Stoics understood this deeply. Reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. This means that no matter the chaos swirling around you, you have the ability to keep your inner peace intact. You need to build a mind like a rock, unshaken by storms. How? First, recognize that emotions are signals, not commands. When anxiety, anger, or frustration rise, don't immediately react. Pause, breathe. Observe the feeling as if it's a visitor passing through your mind. This simple act, creating space between stimulus and response, lets you choose your reaction instead of being hijacked by impulse. Next, practice this daily. When something triggers you, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, release it. Let go of the urge to fix or fret over what you cannot change. This is freedom. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Make this your mantra. Another powerful habit is to visualize challenges before they happen. Imagine the pressure, the unexpected problems, the criticism. See yourself facing them with calm strength. Rehearse the emotional control you want to embody. This mental preparation trains your brain to stay steady when real pressure strikes. Now here's a practical exercise. Every evening, reflect on moments during your day when you felt emotionally triggered. Write them down. How did you respond? How could you respond better tomorrow? This reflection rewires your emotional resilience muscle. It's slow, but consistent effort makes the difference. Remember, emotional resilience isn't about suppressing feelings or pretending everything's fine. It's about mastering yourself so you can face life's trials without losing your center. When you do this, you become a force, calm, steady, reliable. That kind of person leaves a mark. That kind of person they regret letting go. You can build this strength. You must build this strength. Because when pressure hits, it's your calm that will set you apart. Number 3, focus relentlessly on your own growth and purpose. When it comes to becoming the kind of person they'll regret letting go, the single most powerful thing you can do is to focus relentlessly on your own growth and purpose. This isn't about chasing approval or trying to be someone else's ideal. It's about looking inward and committing to the journey of becoming the best version of yourself, day by day, moment by moment. Said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Think about that. Stop debating the idea of growth and start living it. Growth doesn't happen by chance or by waiting for the right moment. It demands your full attention, your stubborn dedication, and a willingness to face discomfort head-on. When you focus relentlessly on your purpose, you create an inner fortress no one can shake. Now, how do you do this? First, get clear on what truly matters to you, your values, your passions, the principles you want to live by. Write them down, make them tangible. Next, set small but consistent goals aligned with these values. Progress isn't about giant leaps, it's about tiny steps taken with intention. Each day, ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to my purpose? The Stoics believed that control lies in your own actions and choices, not in external events. Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So when distractions, doubts, or setbacks come, remind yourself where your power lies, in your relentless focus on growth, not in the opinions or actions of others. Here's a practical exercise. Carve out 5 minutes daily to reflect on your progress. What did you learn? Where did you falter? How will you adjust tomorrow? This practice trains your mind to stay on course. Over time, that relentless focus becomes a habit, a mindset that naturally attracts respect and admiration. You don't have to seek validation from anyone else. Instead, become so rooted in your own purpose and growth that your presence alone makes others pause and realize what they lost. That's true power. That's the kind of person they'll regret letting go. So start now. Focus relentlessly on your own growth and purpose. Own your journey. Be the one who stands tall, unwavering, no matter what. Because when you do that, you become unforgettable. Number 4. Practice gratitude and contentment with what you have. If you want to become the kind of person they'll regret letting go, start by practicing gratitude and contentment with what you already have. This isn't just some feel-good advice. It's a powerful Stoic tool that transforms how you show up in the world and how others see you. When you appreciate what's in your life right now, you're not scrambling after validation or chasing empty desires. Instead, you're grounded, calm, and confident. Reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. So how do you actually practice this every day? First, take a moment each morning or evening to quietly reflect on what you have. Your health, your mind, your relationships, your freedom. Don't just skim over this. Really feel the weight of these blessings. This simple act rewires your brain to notice abundance instead of lack. It shifts your mindset from chasing to appreciating. When you do this consistently, your energy changes. You stop appearing needy or desperate because you aren't trying to fill a void. You become magnetic because you're whole already. Next, learn to find contentment not by adding more, but by wanting less. The Stoics taught that true wealth comes from self-control and inner peace, not external possessions. Challenge yourself to resist the urge for more and instead ask, what do I truly need? This doesn't mean settling for less out of defeat. It means mastering your desires and finding freedom within. When you're content with what you have, you're free. Free from comparison, free from envy, free from the constant noise of wanting. Here's a practical exercise for you. Every day, write down 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. They don't have to be huge or flashy. Sometimes the smallest things carry the deepest value. Over time, this habit trains your mind to seek positivity and recognize the richness in your life. And when gratitude becomes a muscle you flex regularly, your whole outlook transforms. You'll radiate a calm strength that people notice. You'll attract respect, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. Remember Epictetus' words. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Let this wisdom guide you. When you practice gratitude and contentment, you aren't just accepting life, you're mastering it. This mastery is what makes you unforgettable. It's what makes them realize what they lost. So, start today. Look around, appreciate what you have, want less, and watch your presence grow into something truly magnetic. Number 5, set clear boundaries and don't tolerate disrespect. Set clear boundaries and don't tolerate disrespect. This isn't just advice. It's a cornerstone of self-respect and inner strength. If you want to become the kind of person others regret letting go, you have to start by defining what you will and won't accept in your life. You must be the guardian of your own peace, not the doormat for someone else's careless behavior. Here's the thing, boundaries aren't walls that shut people out. They're the lines you draw to protect your energy, your values, and your dignity. Said, if someone does wrong, it is because they are mistaken, but you still must not allow that mistake to harm you. That means you can remain compassionate without surrendering your standards. So how do you set boundaries? First, get crystal clear about what behavior feels like respect and what crosses the line into disrespect. Is it dismissive comments, broken promises, overstepping your personal space? Whatever it is, name it. Write it down if you have to. Clarity fuels confidence. Next, communicate your boundaries calmly but firmly. You don't need to justify or over-explain. A simple, "I'm not comfortable with that," or "I won't accept being spoken to like that," sends a powerful message. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Your reaction sets the tone for how others treat you. Then comes the hard part, enforcing those boundaries consistently. This is where many falter, but you can't pick and choose. If you allow disrespect once, it becomes a pattern. Stand your ground. Walk away if necessary. Your peace isn't negotiable. Here's a practical exercise for you. Identify one situation this week where your boundaries felt tested. Reflect on how you responded. Could you have been clearer, stronger? Next time, practice saying your boundary out loud in a mirror. Hear your own voice owning your worth. It's uncomfortable at first. Growth often is. But that discomfort is your signal you're moving in the right direction. By guarding your boundaries, you're telling the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you matter. You're teaching others to value you, and you're showing up as someone who commands respect naturally. That's how you become unforgettable. That's how you become the one they regret letting go. Number 6, embrace silence and privacy over oversharing. One of the most powerful moves you can make to become unforgettable, the person others regret losing, is to embrace silence and privacy instead of oversharing everything. In today's world, where constant updates, oversharing, and broadcasting your every thought seem like the norm, choosing silence is revolutionary. It's not about shutting down or hiding. It's about mastering control over what you reveal and when. Reminded us, it is a great thing to learn to keep your thoughts to yourself. Why? Because what you reveal about yourself shapes how others see you, and often, less is infinitely more. When you resist the urge to spill every detail of your life, you cultivate an air of mystery and depth. You show that you are not driven by the need for external validation. Instead, you command respect because you value your inner world more than the approval of others. Silence isn't emptiness. It's strength. It signals confidence. It means you don't have to prove yourself constantly or explain every part of your journey. This kind of self-possession is magnetic. Now you might wonder, how do you start embracing silence? Here's a simple challenge for you. Before sharing anything personal today, pause. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Does sharing this serve me or give me strength, or am I seeking attention or sympathy? That pause, that space between impulse and action, is where power lies. Practice it daily. It builds your mental muscle to control what you share. Another practical step is to carve out private time each day. Turn off the noise, retreat inward, and just be with your thoughts. Meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly teaches you to appreciate your own company without needing to broadcast your state of mind. This privacy nurtures your sense of self and prevents you from becoming dependent on others to define your value. Remember Epictetus's words: keep silence for the most part and speak only when you must, and then briefly. Let this guide you. Speak with intention and let your words be like rare gems, valuable because they are not thrown around carelessly. When you hold back some of your story, you create space for others to want to know more. Curiosity is a powerful human trait, and you become the person worth discovering. By embracing silence and privacy, you aren't just protecting yourself from judgment or misunderstanding, you're stepping into your power. You become a person who controls the narrative of their own life, who invites respect through restraint, and who builds deeper, more meaningful connections. This isn't about being cold or distant, it's about being wise and strong. So start today. Resist the pull to overshare. Treasure your quiet moments. Watch as people begin to see you not as a book they can read in one sitting, but as a novel worth cherishing and regretting once it's gone. Number 7, live with integrity. Align your actions with your values. Living with integrity, truly aligning your actions with your deepest values, is one of the most powerful ways to become unforgettable. It's the kind of thing that sticks with people long after you're gone. When your words and deeds are in harmony, you radiate a kind of strength and authenticity that's impossible to ignore. Said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That's a simple yet profound call to live in alignment with what you truly believe, not just what's convenient or expected. Now here, where it gets real. Living with integrity isn't always easy. It demands courage, the courage to stand firm when shortcuts tempt you, when social pressures push you to bend, or when staying true to yourself means facing discomfort. But that's exactly why it's so rare, so magnetic. When you consistently act in a way that matches your values, you build a reputation not just as someone dependable, but as someone honorable and genuine. People remember that. They regret letting go of that kind of person. Ask yourself this: are your daily actions reflecting the person you want to be? Are you honoring your own code? If not, it's time to shift gears. Start small. Write down your core values. Maybe it's honesty, kindness, perseverance, or respect. Then, throughout your day, check in with yourself. Before you speak or act, pause and ask, is this in line with what I truly stand for? Practicing this isn't about perfection. It's about commitment, a relentless commitment to yourself. When you live this way, you stop being someone who just drifts through life and start being someone who shapes it with intention and authenticity. Here's a practical exercise. Tonight, reflect on moments during your day when you felt out of sync with your values. How did that feel in your body? Now, think about times when your actions perfectly matched your beliefs. Hold on to that feeling. Let it guide your choices tomorrow. Remember Epictetus's words: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Align your actions with your values, and you won't just be someone they remember. You'll be the one they wish they never lost. Because integrity isn't just about being good, it's about being unforgettable. So take the step. Live true, and watch the way people start seeing you differently. Remember, becoming the person they regret letting go isn't about chasing validation. It's about mastering yourself first. As said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. So take these 7 Stoic principles, embody them, and watch your worth shine through in every interaction. The power to transform how others see you starts with how you see yourself. If you're ready to own that power and never settle for less than you deserve, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs this mindset shift. Stay strong, stay steady, and keep growing, because the best version of you is waiting to be unleashed. See you in the next one. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus. What if I told you that the secret to true strength isn't how loudly you voice your frustrations, but in the silent mastery of your own mind? Complaining is easy, anyone can do it. But real men, they rise above. They don't waste energy whining about things beyond their control. Instead, they focus on what they can change, themselves. In this video, we'll dive into 8 things a real man never complains about, not because he's blind to challenges, but because he understands the power of resilience, responsibility, and inner calm. These aren't just rules. They are keys to living a life of dignity and purpose, grounded in timeless Stoic wisdom. Watch till the very end, because mastering these 8 truths isn't just about pride or image. It's about reclaiming your mental freedom and forging a mindset that no setback can break. If you're ready to stop wasting your energy and start owning your life, this video is your roadmap. Don't just listen. Absorb it, live it, and transform with it. Number 1, his past mistakes. You ever catch yourself stuck replaying mistakes from the past? A real man doesn't waste time complaining about his past mistakes. Why? Because he knows the past is out of his control. What matters is what he does right now. The Stoics hammered this truth hard. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That means most pain tied to past mistakes is a story your mind keeps telling you, and it's not helping. You need to stop feeding that story. You need to shift your energy from regret to action. Complaining about your past mistakes only keeps you chained to a version of yourself that's no longer useful. Real strength, it's in owning what happened, learning the lesson, and moving forward without dragging that burden behind you. Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Write down your biggest past mistake. Look at it. Then write what you learned from it, what it taught you about yourself, about life. Now make a promise to yourself. This mistake will not define you or hold you back. It's a lesson, not a life sentence. Said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Use your past mistakes as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. They are the raw materials for building resilience, wisdom, and a stronger you. Every time you catch yourself complaining about something you did wrong, stop. Breathe. Remind yourself that the past doesn't own you. You have the power to write a new story starting today. You're not your mistakes, you're what you do next. So get up, refocus, and keep moving. Real men don't complain about the past. They learn, adapt, and conquer the future. Number 2, the opinions of others. Listen closely, because this is where real strength begins. A real man never complains about the opinions of others. You've got to get this straight. Other people's thoughts about you, they don't define you, not one bit. Epictetus nailed it when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a second. Your power lies not in changing what others think, but in mastering your own reaction. You see, when you obsess over what people say or think, you hand over your control to them. You let their judgments and whispers shape your mood, your decisions, even your identity. That's a trap, and it's one you must break free from right now. Complaining about opinions is just a mask for insecurity. So, stop giving your energy away. Here, what you do, start by noticing when your mind drifts into worrying about someone else's view. Catch it, pull yourself back. Ask, is this opinion truly mine to carry? Does it help me grow or hold me back? Most times it's just noise. Ignore it. Next, practice this. Every day, write down one thing you like about yourself that isn't tied to anyone else's approval. Maybe it's your patience, your grit, your honesty. Build that internal fortress of self-worth. Said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. Be open to truth, yes, but don't mistake that for bending to every opinion. You must become immune to the constant chatter outside your mind. The opinions of others are like weather, sometimes stormy, sometimes sunny, but you don't complain about the weather, do you? You adapt, you prepare, you move forward. So quit the complaints. Own your value quietly, confidently, and relentlessly. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your growth. Let the rest fall away. Remember, a real man's strength is not in pleasing everyone but in standing firm amidst their noise. Make that your new habit. Start today. Guard your mind like a fortress. Your peace depends on it. Number 3, difficult circumstances. Difficult circumstances. Life throws them at you, no doubt. But here's the truth a real man knows. Complaining about those hard times doesn't help. It doesn't make things better. Instead, it drags you down deeper into frustration and helplessness. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. That means the tougher the situation, the more your inner strength grows, if you let it. You've got to shift how you see hardship. Instead of viewing it as something unfair or unbearable, see it as your training ground. Your chance to build resilience, patience, and wisdom. It's in the crucible of struggle that you discover what you're really made of. But this requires action, not whining. It demands that you stand firm, take control of your reactions, and refuse to let the situation define you. Here's a practical habit to build. When you hit a tough patch, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I respond instead of react? Write down one way the difficulty can teach you something or push you to grow. This exercise trains your mind to spot opportunity in adversity. Urged us to remind ourselves, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your obstacles are not roadblocks, they are pathways. Let that idea sink in. So next time you face hard times, stop complaining. Embrace the challenge. Use it to forge your character stronger. This is how you grow beyond your limits. This is how you become a man who doesn't just survive difficulties, but thrives because of them. Remember, your mindset is your weapon. Sharpen it daily by choosing endurance, patience, and strength over complaint. You owe it to yourself to rise above. Start now. Number 4, the actions of others. Here's the truth. A real man doesn't waste his energy complaining about the actions of others. Why? Because he knows that what people do is outside his control. It's not about being indifferent or cold. It's about understanding the boundaries of what you can actually influence. Said it perfectly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself stewing over what someone said or did, complaining, ranting, or replaying it again and again? It's exhausting, right? But more than that, it's pointless. The actions of others are like the weather. You can't stop the rain, but you can decide whether to carry an umbrella or get drenched. You get to choose how you respond. Here, what you need to do, start practicing acceptance. When someone acts in a way that frustrates you, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, then remind yourself to let it go. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to focus your energy where it matters, on yourself. Try this exercise. When you feel the urge to complain about someone's behavior, write down your thoughts instead. Reflect on how their actions actually impact your peace of mind. Then, choose a different response, maybe compassion, curiosity, or simply silence. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This mindset shift frees you. It builds resilience and empowers you to stay calm no matter what chaos swirls around you. So commit today to stop complaining about others. Save your voice and energy for your own growth. When you master this, you become unshakable. You'll see how much clearer your mind feels when you stop chasing control over what isn't yours to hold. That's real strength. That's the path of a real man. Number 5, his responsibilities. Let's talk about something that separates a real man from the rest, the way he handles his responsibilities. Here's the truth. A real man doesn't whine, grumble, or complain about what he's supposed to do. He owns it, period. You might be thinking, but sometimes responsibilities feel overwhelming. That's exactly why complaining is a trap you need to avoid. It only pulls you deeper into frustration and helplessness. Said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your responsibilities, they aren't burdens designed to weigh you down. They are the very path you walk to build strength, character, and resilience. Complaining about them is like trying to fight the current in a river. You waste energy resisting instead of flowing forward. Here's the deal. You have control over your mindset. You can choose to see your duties as obstacles or as opportunities to grow. The choice is yours, and your peace depends on it. Now let's get practical. Start by listing your core responsibilities, the things you must do no matter what. Don't just list them, reflect on why they matter. How do they shape your life? Who do they protect or support? When you connect with the deeper purpose behind your duties, complaining loses its grip. Next, practice the Stoic exercise of negative visualization. Imagine a life where these responsibilities are gone, not in a free sense, but in a way that shows you what you'd really miss. This mindset rewires your brain to appreciate your role, even on the tough days. Epictetus taught, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well. Accept your responsibilities as they are. They are part of your journey, your story. So the next time you feel the urge to complain about what's on your plate, stop. Take a breath. Remind yourself that this is your work, your duty, your chance to be the man you want to be. Complaining is a wasted emotion. It changes nothing and only steals your focus. Own your responsibilities silently with grit and grace. This is the quiet power of a real man. When you stop complaining and start acting, you transform. And that transformation, that's true strength. Number 6, physical hardships. You want to be a real man. Then start by owning your physical hardships without a single complaint. Life will throw all kinds of discomfort your way: soreness, fatigue, pain, tough weather, sleepless nights. These aren't punishments. They're tests, invitations to build strength inside and out. Said it plainly, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every hardship you face physically isn't a roadblock, it's your training ground. Complaining about aches or exhaustion doesn't lighten the load. It only weakens you. You have control over your response even when your body protests. A real man doesn't wait for comfort. He embraces challenge because that's how growth happens. When your muscles ache or when life demands more than you think you can give, that's when you prove yourself. Not by words, but by silent endurance. Here, what I want you to do, the next time you feel that physical strain, instead of grumbling, say to yourself, this is making me stronger. Feel the tension, the burn, the fatigue, and accept it. Own it. Then breathe deeply and push forward. Another exercise. Start small daily physical challenges. Walk a bit farther. Hold a difficult position. Choose discomfort on purpose. This rewires your mind. It teaches you resilience. It prepares you for when real hardships come. Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Notice how he didn't say avoid difficulties, but welcome them. Complaints are a shortcut to weakness. Endurance is the path to true strength. Physical hardship isn't your enemy, it's your ally. Stop whining about what your body asks of you. Instead, listen, adapt, and move through it. Build a quiet confidence that no pain or struggle can shake. You're not just surviving, you're training for something greater. So, stop complaining. Start enduring. Your body is a fortress, and every hardship is a brick laid in its foundation. Make it unbreakable. Number 7, the passage of time. Time, it's that relentless river flowing through your life, unstoppable and indifferent. Yet, how often do you catch yourself grumbling about it? Maybe you think there's not enough time, or you regret how quickly the days slip away. Here's the truth a real man, guided by Stoic wisdom, embraces. The passage of time is neither enemy nor friend. It simply is. Complaining about it, that's a waste of your precious moments. Said it best, don't act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Time is your most valuable currency. Complaining about its passage doesn't slow it down. It doesn't add a single second. It only steals your focus from what you can control, how you use your time now. So what if you flip the script? Instead of wasting energy whining about how fast time flies, you could start mastering it. That means embracing each moment with full awareness. It means making deliberate choices, prioritizing what matters, and accepting what you can't change. The Stoics teach that it's not the length of life, but the depth of living that counts. Here, what you can do today. Start by tracking how you spend your hours. Be honest. Are you letting moments drift by, or are you owning them? Next, set small, meaningful goals each day, things that push you forward in ways that matter. And when you feel the urge to complain about time, pause, reflect on its words. Remind yourself that time isn't the problem, you are. Another practical exercise, practice the love of fate. This means accepting time's passage not with frustration but with gratitude. See each moment as a gift, a chance to improve, learn, or simply be at peace. The clock doesn't judge you. You don't have to judge yourself either. Remember, complaining about time is like railing against the sun for rising every day. It's futile. A real man rises with it, harnessing every ray to fuel his purpose. Time moves on no matter what you do, so make your move now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wish for more hours. Own the ones you have. Be the master of your moments, and time will no longer control you. Instead, you'll control time. Number 8, the inevitability of change. Change is the one thing you can bet on every single day. It doesn't knock politely. It barges in, unannounced, reshaping your world in ways you can't always control. A real man doesn't complain about this. Instead, he leans into it. He understands that resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands, pointless and exhausting. Said, accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. What he's telling you is simple but powerful. Change is part of life's fabric. It's woven into everything you experience. When you stop fighting it, when you learn to accept it, you free yourself from frustration and anxiety. Here, what I want you to do, start by observing change without judgment. Notice how your day shifts, how relationships evolve, how your own mind and body transform. Don't complain. Instead, say, this is how life moves. I move with it. This small shift in perspective is a game changer. Next, practice daily reflection. Each evening, ask yourself, what changed today? How did I respond? What can I control? You'll realize that most of what changes isn't within your grasp, and that's okay. Focus your energy on what you can shape, your attitude, your choices, your effort. Epictetus reminds you, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So when change comes, and it will, don't waste time grumbling. Instead, ask yourself, how can I adapt? How can I grow? The truth is, a real man doesn't waste time complaining about what's inevitable. He prepares his mind and spirit to meet change head-on, armed with acceptance and resilience. This is how you build strength that no external event can shake. So make this your mission. Embrace change like an old friend. Expect it, welcome it, and move with it. Train yourself to see change not as a threat but as an opportunity, a chance to shed old limits and step into something new. When you do this, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You become the master of your own response. Remember, change is inevitable, but complaining about it is a choice. Choose strength instead. Choose growth. Choose to live fully in a world that's always evolving. This is the path of a real man, and it starts with your mindset today. Before you go, remember this. True strength isn't shown by what you complain about, but by what you quietly endure and overcome. A real man doesn't waste energy on complaints. He channels it into action, growth, and resilience. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. So, ask yourself, are you ready to rise above, take control, and embody that unshakable calm? If this video sparked something inside you, don't stop here. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to join a community committed to living with purpose and stoic wisdom every single day. Stay strong, keep pushing forward, and never forget, the greatest power lies within you. See you in the next one.